2 days ago, we had a small landslide here in Ketchikan. It landed right on our road, bisecting our entire community right in half, our only main road. So us people who live on the north end can't get to the grocery stores or to work, and the people in town can't get to their homes out north. My son was driving home at about 11 a.m. on Thursday, and there was someone on the highway flagging him, like waving his hand, and it turns out he was warning him that the landslide had just hit the road, just 2 cars behind my son. We were extraordinarily lucky that nobody was injured, nobody was killed. They were doing work on the highway there, so there were workers right there. They managed to get out of the way. They have been doing blasting there because that rocky wall was known to be unstable. So they'd been working with the state. It had taken at least a couple of years to get some funding. They started the project about a month ago. They had done some blasting just about 1 day before. But not just that, loosened everything up, but we, as usual, there's a lot of rain. And the rain and the way that our soil is built makes us have, and the fact that we have, where the town is built on the side of these steep mountains, makes for a high landslide risk. You can see here is a rock wall behind me. They're very fractured. And the way our soil is, it's just a thin layer of like rotted vegetation on top of the rock. So if it's steep, that layer of soil with that shale underneath that's slippery, if there's any disturbance or it gets really saturated, it can just slide really easily. Up north of us in Wrangell in 2024, they had a devastating landslide that pulled down several houses and killed several people. There was a landslide in Sitka, I can't remember the year, but it's just a few years ago. And we in Ketchikan had a deadly landslide just in August, right in the middle of town. It destroyed several houses and it killed one of our public works employees who was clearing out drains because it was raining so hard. So landslides are something everybody's thinking a lot about. When this one happened, it was right in the middle of a work day. Several of my family members and friends were at work and they had no way to get home because they couldn't get past the landslide. So they found people to stay with in town. Everyone was hoping it would be cleared that day, but as you can see in this picture, there are a couple of really huge boulders that are in danger of coming down suddenly. So they are being very, very careful. They brought a geotech expert to assess the risks, and they need to break up those boulders and remove them. They have to remove the debris very, very carefully, so they're going very slowly. They created a declaration of disaster so that hopefully the municipality can get some state or federal funds to cover these costs. So they're working really hard on clearing that. Some companies really quickly set up water shuttles, one with a tour boat, another one with a work boat that transports people for the towing company. And so they are having everyone meet at this place called Ketchikan Air. It's a air flight company. They have float planes. So they're meeting there at the boat, and then they're shuttling them around the slide to a hotel restaurant site that has some docks. So in this clip, I'm picking them up. You could see everybody's cars lined up on the highway where they just had to leave them to pick up the shuttle. Here's all the cars that have been left here because people are being transported to and from the docks down here. A lot of people are commuting by boat while the landslide gets cleared. And right now, I'm just waiting for my son, hanging out, hoping the landslide at least has one lane cleared by tonight so people can get to and from work. My son got stranded at work on the other side of the landslide. That's some of the perils of living in a place that has just one main road. The only other way around is by water. So I'll go back to waiting. I'll share some pictures of the landslide with you. So there are also a bunch of students that were stranded on the town side. They couldn't get back to their homes out north. Some students had to just stay at the school with staff and teachers. Some of the school buses were stranded. The borough bus, it really disrupted so many things. They set up a system to get patients from out north here to the hospital. The hospital's on the other side of the slide, so they set up a helicopter site so they could just take the ambulance to the helicopter, and then the helicopter will take them up to where the city fire department can pick them up and transport them to the hospital. They are also set up a system to get emergency medicines, prescriptions, things like that to people. So it's been quite the experience. It can be really strange living on a small island with just one road. Here's a map that shows how we are situated. You can see that the whole town is very narrow, just on the edge of this fjord-like terrain, and our road just follows the water. So if anything disrupts the road, then we are stuck. So it's really interesting living in a community like this. We have a lot of challenges. Just being on an island, it's hard to get off the island. You have to get off by air or boat. But you know, when we had the slide in last August and this one, a little community like this, we have about 14,000 people total. Everyone comes together, pitches in. We not only had the companies that were providing water shuttle services, but private boat owners just went on Facebook and said, hey, if you need a ride, contact me. My son got a message from a friend. She said, I can't get to my children. I'm out here, out north, working, and I have to get to my children. Can you give me a ride? So my son grabbed our little 14-foot skiff and picked her up and took her by boat to town. And a lot of people were just doing that for complete strangers, for friends. So this community really, really pulls together and helps each other, which is good when you're in a place like this. And so everyone's adjusting a little bit. In the clip where I'm picking up my son, I mentioned that I was hoping that the road would be cleared last night. It probably won't even be cleared today. It's taken them quite a while to do it very, very safely. So I'm glad that they're doing that and being safe. I was lucky because I work from home out north here, so I wasn't in town or I didn't get stuck anywhere. That would have been terrible, trying to get somebody to take care of 4 dogs. And these dogs are kind of pesty. If you're wondering why there's all these wrecked cars behind me, it's because I'm in the fire department and these are the cars we practice putting fires out and cutting them apart. Kind of a weird backdrop. I guess it's good for a disaster story. Anyway, I will keep you updated and I'll make another video when things start looking up and see how things turn out. I'll share more photos and videos with you, and hope things are going well where you are. If you have a chance, come up and visit us in Ketchikan. I'm pretty sure there won't be any natural disasters. Pretty sure. But in the summer, it's really, really nice here. And in the winter, it's very quiet. So there's advantages to both times a year. right, I'm going to sign off. Wish us luck. Take care.